Hello everyone. Um, this week we are here with another snake breeding video. So this is my Acanthophis hawkei pair, the northern floodplains death adder. If you have watched my previous videos, you would remember that these guys actually mated last year as well. However, the results were less than satisfactory, unfortunately. We had a single baby, and that baby was dead. There were a lot of slugs or unfertilized eggs present, but that doesn't help us, obviously. So this shows that well, the male is fertile and the female is fertile because we had that single baby and multiple eggs, but something didn't work out. They either didn't mate long enough, or there was something wrong, or female was too young. I don't know, but it's the breeding season again, and we have the male ready. As you can see, he just shed yesterday and he's very interested in breeding, and you can right now see male moving his tail around and trying to get the female aroused so that she would lift her tail as well and they'll mate. As you can see, the male also using his body to get the female excited enough and in breeding mode. Unfortunately, the female doesn't seem to be interested at this point, but it takes a little while for the females to understand the message sometimes. My female is really large, very decent sized death adder, quite good feeder, never misses, and she's over 3 years old now, so she should easily be able to breed. The male is much older, probably about 5-6 years old actually, so there shouldn't be a problem in that sense. For those of you who are beginners, how snake mating happens is basically the male snake gets on top of the female snake and does these jerky movements as you see right now. Maybe we can zoom into the male a little bit and see these better. And then what happens is he basically does these jerky movements to get the female interested and ready for breeding. And then when the female is ready, the male will push the female's tail up, or the female will take the tail up itself, and the male will insert its hemipenises into the female's cloaca, and they will stay like that for a while. After that, they will get apart, and it's good to have the male do the thing a few times to make sure that there's enough sperm in the female. And then if the female is ovulating, she will get pregnant, and if she is not ovulating, she can store the sperm and use it when she is ovulating. The snake sperm is extremely long living, especially compared to humans. It can survive for years inside the female's body. So even if the female is not ovulating at this time, she can still get pregnant. Now what we saw right now is good. The female also moved her tail, showing some interest at least, so that's good. Hopefully when she moves her tail up, we'll be able to see the pairing. Just a little more information about the species in general. This species comes from, again, northern Australia, the northern floodplains area, and they are in the Acanthophis genus. Acanthophis is the death-adders. They can be found in basically Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, and mainly in Australia. But this species only lives in Australia, mainland. They are very venomous, so they are famous for two things, I would say. Number 7 on the top 10 venomous snakes. Most of those come from Australia anyway. The venom is very neurotoxic, but it is postsynaptic neurotoxic, which means the synapses can be used afterwards when the venom is taken care of, compared to the presynaptic neurotoxins of taipans, for example, where that nerve is screwed up long term. The benefit of this, if you get bitten, is that when you're treated with antivenom or acetylcholineesterases, you can walk out of the hospital without any damage. But if you're not treated, there's a 50% mortality rate. So it's 50-50 if you get bitten and decide not to get treated for some reason. That will be the result of asphyxiation. It wouldn't be pleasant by any means. You would feel like an elephant is sitting on your chest and you wouldn't be able to breathe because your diaphragm is paralyzed. So better not to get bitten. And this takes us to the second thing that they're famous for, is their strike speed. And that's number 1 in the world, actually. 0.17 seconds is enough for these to go from strike position to the actual strike to back to strike position. So that is a very quick strike. Obviously, human reflexes are not built to escape from something like that. If you are in the strike range and the snake wants to bite you, you will get bitten. You cannot pull your hand fast enough. So these are not beginner snakes, definitely, and they have to be treated seriously. Again, the male is trying to do his thing. The female is just relaxed, waiting. This may take a long while. I'm filming right now because the light is very good and you guys are able to see this beautiful pair, especially my female, who's really light colored with orange and yellow bands, because they're living on this dirt substrate. They get quite dirty. But let's zoom in to show you the colors of the female. As you can see, she has yellow and orange bands that made me fall in love with this species when I saw them. She's really a spectacular animal. And the male is also, you know, even though he is darker, he still has beautiful bands and he looks great in my opinion. So it's good to see these animals under natural light today, but we are highly unlikely to witness a pairing. That will happen probably, hopefully, over the course of the night tonight. So if I manage to catch a pairing, I will absolutely shoot it and add it to the video. But aside from that, I think this was a good video to talk about these snakes and show the male breeding behavior. Just for a little more info, death adders, they give live birth, so they don't lay eggs. A lot of people see snakes as egg layers, and as reptiles, there are a lot of snake species that lay eggs, but death adders, they incubate their eggs inside their body. So it's not like placental mammals, they don't have attachment to their bodies, but they lay the eggs and it stays inside the body, and the eggs get fertilized and they are not laid, so they stay inside until the babies birth, basically ready to hatch, and then they give live birth, which makes things easier because for example, I have a corn snake egg incubating right now. I have to wait about 55-60 days and make sure that the incubator temperature is correct, make sure that the humidity is correct, make sure that there is no mold or anything like that on the egg. With snakes that give live birth, it's much easier. The mother does the incubation for you, and at the end you see the results. Again, last year this didn't work out very well. Very low fertilization rate, and that one baby that was fertilized was dead, and I assumed that she hung on to the baby for too long because the baby was perfectly developed, and the reason for that was probably that she didn't feel ready to give birth, as there was only one egg that fully developed inside her. Hopefully this year's results will be better. Alright guys, unless I witness some sort of pairing today, that's basically the end of this week's video. Not a lot of action, but I think some good information and very beautiful snakes. I will just zoom into my female's face here before I close. Again, she is a very nice, decent sized animal. It's spectacular coloration, and she is just absolutely beautiful. I hope everything works out fine. Take care.